Hold on. Let me take a sip.
Hi.
Morning. How are you?
I'm on my third cup of coffee and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. I wish I had something fun to report, but I don't really.
No, nothing,
No.
nothing wacky on a Wednesday.
No. And I feel like I shouldn't complain about that, but it does make like the podcasting about your life really hard when nothing's happening. Actually, I am trying to have a green thumb. I'm trying to learn if I have a green thumb,
Yay.
and we're 98% sure we don't.
You're like, no, this is not working for us.
And so if anybody's got any tips and tricks out there, I want to do a little herb garden so I can
Cute.
like pick things, because also now I'm cooking more. So I'm like, if I could have fresh something, right? But again, like this is me trying to figure out how to domesticate myself at 30, because we've been ignoring this for 31, because we've been ignoring this for our entire life. So I don't, we're not calling him boyfriend, but whatever. This man's house we're trying to like do the front yard and do the backyard and like create like a nice little area we can hang out outside. And this poor man just keeps looking at me like, what if you plant something? And I'm like, I don't know how to tell him that I don't know.
Well, this is a great way to ease on into it. And since I just went to farming school, you're with the right gal.
Okay.
I will hook it up for you. We're currently growing mushrooms right now. We've got our Mashpee Farmers
Wait.
Market.
What kind of mushrooms?
Not fun ones.
Oh.
I mean, delicious ones for sure.
And I figured I need to start with something like rosemary before I move to like tomatoes. Like I feel like I
actually
need like
kind of difficult because we're in a temperate space. You're going to have to tent it if you want it to live for another season.
rosemary. Okay. What do I start with then?
Then I like go basic, go basil. Yeah, mint takes over. So be mindful of where you're minting.
Actually, I've heard this.
It's a weed. So unless you plan on like a million mojitos, you don't need the mint.
What about sage?
Sage is a good one.
In anything.
Sage,
thyme. We use thyme and stuff.
Yep, thyme, and then do basil.
I've heard basil is a bit dramatic. My sister-in-law told me basil is a bit dramatic. Start with something else. So I'm like, I'm getting
that is so funny.
Different reports.
Parsley. Do parsley.
Okay, there's a good one. And then also part of this is like home design, right? Like he's a complete bachelor. Well,
yeah,
not that much of a bachelor, but a bachelor in itself, right? And we have these conversations like you should put something on your wall. No, not the Celtics jersey. So like this is like the level we're at here.
Yeah.
But leveled the front yard, took all the trees out, and it's going to be great. And of course, now all the neighbors stop by and are like, it's looking great. They're like having all the interactions, but now it's like a complete blank space. And now he's looking at me like, what should you put? And I'm like,
you're like, this is lasting.
How do I know? How am I supposed to know what to put?
Am I only doing this year's garden or am I planning for a while?
Well, I said this yesterday because it was a beautiful day. It was like 65 degrees yesterday and sunny.
Ladies, this brings on a whole nother level to your relationships.
It was gorgeous. So I decided, there's like a little like bed up against the house. We pulled all the like old bushes and stuff out, but I needed to get in there and pull all the like little weeds and stuff.
You're gardening together.
No. That would be better, right? So we did a little bit of gardening ourselves yesterday, but it was a beautiful day outside. And I come back to the house and he's like, hey, I'm going to golf with the buddies. And I'm like, great, go, have fun. It's a gorgeous day. Go do your thing. I'm going to get in the garden. So then I continue to pull weeds out. And then at the end of it, after like an hour and a half of me like in the front of his house, pulling all these weeds out and the whole thing, I realize I am doing manual labor for this man while he golfs.
Mm-hmm.
And it occurred to me, like, this is the moment I'll look back on when we break up, like, that I did too much. Like, inevitably.
You've made core relationship memories.
Like, inevitably, this is the moment I'll look back on and be like, when he was golfing and you were pulling weeds
You
out in front
golfed
of
while
his
I
house.
weeded your front yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that moment. This is
So I
good.
sent him a text message. I was like, I'm either going to regret this or I'm going to have nice plants in 2 years. It just depends on how the relationship goes.
Yep, absolutely.
So we'll see.
This is
So
hysterical.
I don't know. Hydrangeas and sage, maybe. We'll see.
I'm down for it. Let's get into what's roasting because we're going to get into the whole breakup moment, shall we?
So I didn't know if we could categorize this as national news or local news, but Tom Brady had this big roast.
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it. Is it on a platform?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay, so maybe I'll do that today. But all the stories
It's
that are
3 hours.
What the fuck?
It's 3 hours. I started it. I fell asleep. Like, it is good. There are highs and lows in it.
Why
some
do we
of-
need? Is it just because there's so much content from
There's-
Brady that we need 3 hours of roasting him?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a lot of content in this altogether. It's definitely worth your watch. Could have been an hour and a half.
I've seen a couple of clips. Nikki Glazer apparently had a hysterical joke
Slayed.
about crypto. I heard she was
Slayed.
fantastic.
She was the best. Surprisingly great was Drew Bledsoe.
Oh, I've heard that too.
Did not aware. And like, he kicked it all off, sipping his wine. I was like, how many times is he going to try and get you to buy his wine that he bought a winery? And is he going to talk about it? But he did. And it was very, very funny.
That's
and also
awesome.
still quite bitter about, Tom Brady. So it was very funny.
That's hysterical. Well, I pulled obviously all these like little micro stories about the roast and whatever coming up, but unsurprisingly, Gisele, the ex-wife, was disappointed at the jokes that threw her under the bus. Kevin Hart had a pretty funny one about how she slept with her coach,
Oh, 100%.
which like,
Oh, they were like,
LOL.
it was no holds barred. Every single person razzed him about this. Kevin Hart was relentless with that. I mean, literally you put the jizz in Gisele. Like, it was
funny.
They came for it. And there was a lot, like, it got almost uncomfortable a little bit with the Gisele jokes.
Well, so she came out and said she was deeply disappointed by disrespectful portrayal of her family on Sunday evening's roast show. And I just want to say, you married a football player who had a crazy career. Did you not think this is going to come up? Did you not read any of the tabloids, or did you just ignore them? Like, this is just all like in one place. But this was occurring about your relationship for your whole life.
Right.
Like, he left his pregnant partner to be with you. Like, did you not see this coming?
I know.
This moment.
Well, the best
going
part
to
is
occur.
Also the fact that you're the one who did him dirty. You were the one out there with a public relationship banging your jujitsu instructor. But also, you did it to a man who has a locker room.
100%.
Locker room.
100%.
For a life.
And the other thing I want to say is that, like,
what?
The paycheck you were taking home within his career or from your divorce or whatever it is, like, should satiate all these complaints.
Yeah.
Like, it's a funny roast. It's on Netflix. It'll move on. It's probably like all press is good press. Like, some of this is good. Maybe he'll get more endorsement deals and whatever. Can pay more child support to you. Like, this is a paycheck at the end of the day. Like, get off your high horse. Of course,
it made me laugh.
And of course, she comes off and a source, her representatives, come out and say, like, this is like too perfect. It makes me want to like stab her in the face. Like, you're a fake human.
Oh, her tireless efforts in the Rio Grande.
Your response to that is like, she's too busy volunteering. Like, okay. Or it was fucking funny. And you could like also, like, I would relate to this so much more if you turned around and poked fun at yourself and at your husband, but like,
right.
You're too above it too. And I just can't get down with it. She just bugs me. I'm sorry.
Yep. I second that wholeheartedly. Also, during that roast, somebody needs to check on Ben Affleck. I don't know what's going on with him. He looked like he was on drugs. He looked like he was sweaty. He was crazy, ranting about things that were like, okay, thank you for coming.
Okay.
It was weird.
So maybe I'll put it on while I'm working today.
Yeah, but Nikki Glazer was absolutely the highlight of things. And Jeff Ross was told to basically shut up about Kraft. Poor Pop
Well,
Kraft.
there's also so much like tension going on between Kraft and
They had
Belichick
shots
and
together. They got up there. They had shots together. Even
I'm
Gronk
shook.
got up there and like facilitated the fact that he's like, I've never had a drink with either one of these humans. And then they had a drink on stage together, like
That's
that,
cool.
because Tom Brady's too busy ingesting avocados. So it's like, I don't know whether it was real or fake or contrived, and it was just water in that shot glass, but it very much looked like Bill Belichick, Kraft, and Brady all had a shot together.
That's funny.
So,
I mean,
and
if anybody, that dynasty deserves one. But
yeah, and they definitely were razzing each other. So it was super cute. I did like, there were moments of it that were really, really sweet.
all right, I'll have to watch it. So
Definitely.
second thing on the agenda is back to this Taylor Swift album. We mentioned last week that there was a line in one of her songs. Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist. It was kind of in one of her major songs, Torture Post Department. Well, he came out. I don't know if this is like, I needed the confidence boost and Taylor accidentally gave it to me, or if it's like, I'm going to capitalize on the moment, or which one it is. But Charlie Puth came out and said, the last couple weeks have been really crazy for obvious reasons, but I wanted to share something with you. This is a song I wrote about my friend called Hero. Sometimes I get a little nervous being overly honest in my music, which is why this has been sitting on my hard drive for a while. But I think someone out there was giving me a sign that I needed to release it. So I declare Hero will be out everywhere on May 24th. It's the first single on my new album. Thanks for your support. You know who you are.
Oh, that's nice.
If this feels more genuine to me, especially because like if he had tracks ready to go, he wouldn't make us wait a month.
Yeah, correct.
You know what I mean? Like, I can imagine it sitting on his hard drive and he's like, you know what? That's maybe the song I should release. I feel a little bit more
This was the
confident.
catalyst.
Let me get back in the studio and play with it and make sure it's what I want to do and then release it in a month. I don't feel like I'm going to capitalize on this moment. But I also think, too, we were all kind of waiting for him to say something. So if he waited until May 24th, until the track was done, the moment would have been over. So I think he did a really good job here, like, acknowledging it, saying this is what I'm going to do, and then refocus back into the studio to get in there, do something with it, and then release it in a month. So I'm excited for him.
Good. Yeah, he deserves that too, because I think he's super talented and doesn't get the exposure that he does.
He's so talented. Half of his songs are like on my favorites list for sure. Phoebe Devner, how do you pronounce her?
Never. I don't know.
She's like the most beautiful woman in the world I've ever seen.
The Bridgerton of them.
Yes, she's stunning. What about, like, I can't figure out, is like her face shape or her, like, what about it is just perfect, doll-like. I don't know. But she's engaged, so that's exciting. Came out that she has been dating her producer Cameron Fuller for about a year, maybe a year and a half-ish, and then she debuted her engagement ring on the 2024 Met Gala red carpet. She was very demure about it. No posts, no nothing. She just wore it as if it was an accessory, and then it kind of came out later that it was an engagement ring between the two of them. So
are we going to get to the Met Gala looks yet?
Yeah, I figured that was at the end. Yeah. We'll get there. Did you care about any other stories? Or do you want to skip to roasting the Met Gala? Because we can we
can talk about Robert Downey Jr. on Broadway. I don't exactly know how that's going to go.
Well, that was why I wanted to bring it up.
It's kind of weird, no?
He's not one I would have pegged to like go backwards.
Right.
That's all I really have to say. Like, I wasn't really expecting. I mean, it's in September. I just wasn't really expecting him.
Well, maybe he's just bored. You know what I mean? He's like, I've done all the other things, and I'm so needing a break from this Marvel universe, this
true
character that I've played. Maybe he wants to, jump back into the arts. Maybe he's feeling compelled to sing.
And in his defense, I think if he jumped into like another movie, we would all just be like, it's Iron Man. Like, I feel like this is maybe like a good segue, like get him into something different before if he tried to like jump back into an indie film, everybody would be like, no, you can't do that. Like, you're too recognizable in that franchise.
Well, and he's not going to be singing. It's an actual play. He's going to be, it's called McNeil. Yeah. And he's going to be playing a talented writer who grapples with a new novel. So maybe this is his way of making that break.
Yeah. I would love to see him as like side characters in other big movies. So like a side character in Oppenheimer would have been great. Or like a side character in I don't know, some of these like big movies, but he's not the lead of it, I think would help that transition. Oppenheimer's there was just that cast was so good. Or like Top Gun, like any of these movies where like they're packing them with stars, but even as these like side characters, not necessarily the main plot. I feel like that's what Robert Downey Jr. needs to do for a little while to like kind of get some other movies under his belt, separate himself from Iron Man, and then jump back into film.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to see it. It's running through Thanksgiving. So you'll have an opportunity if you're visiting Broadway to see Robert Downey Jr. on the small screen, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, at the Beaumont Theater and Lincoln Center. So that's how you know it's like really artistic too, when it's like off Broadway and it's actually in
Right.
Lincoln Center. That means it's like actually good. And I don't mean that like Broadway's not good, but it's less production.
That's tourist.
More,
This is more like I'm going to be here for a bit.
and they're short runs and like that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get to your looks, miss. I know that you've got a lot to say, I'm sure.
I just kept thinking about last year how I loved Anne Hathaway's look and then you called it a diaper and it ruined it for me. So I'm just anticipating this happening.
You're
again.
prepping to be ruined.
Yes.
That's not great.
Did you watch anything? Did you see any of this or any?
I did. I actually ran through some of the looks on Tuesday just a little bit
because she knew she
I
needed
did.
to prepare. So the theme, we always have to talk about the theme this year was the Garden of Time, which is a short story people have been reading on the internet. Apparently it's like just 6 PDF pages. And it's about this couple who's in a home and they have all of these like people trying to get to them and like hurt them, like villager. I didn't read it, but apparently. And then they do something where like they pick every time they pick a flower in their garden, the time jumps back. So they're able to like put more distance between the inevitable ravaging of these villagers of their home. And then obviously at some point, then the flowers are gone. There's also like remnants in the story, references to statues and at some, again, I didn't read it. This is just,
it was interesting. Some of the looks were very interesting and I did not hate a lot of them.
So first of all, we'll preface this by saying, and I put this on our Instagram story, I have this theory that Anna Wintour was so over everybody just having these like random, loose, irrelevant interpretations to the theme. And she made it really goddamn simple. She was like, worth calling it Garden of Time. You have time. You have clocks. You have flowers. You have death. You have black. You have Sleeping Beauty. This is literally like everybody's seen the movie. That's what the exhibit's about. Like, we're making this very simple. You can take whatever interpretation you want, but you have like 6 themes that are relevant to our audience to make this work so that they get it, because we're tired of hearing crap about like how this isn't camp, but like they don't even know what camp is, and like I have to sit in the middle trying to explain to everybody what everybody is, and I don't want to do it this year. So it's spring, we're going florals, that's what it is. That was my theory.
But so many people did not go florals. There was a lot of death in there.
But that's also on theme though, so I don't care which interpretation of the theme you get, just be on theme.
Okay.
But I will say Bad Bunny missed it.
It's just weird, right?
Yeah, it's like the stitching on the outside. But then he was like carrying flowers. He was a host. I feel like I need to like put their picture up so people see what I'm talking about. It had these little red stripes in it and these weird shoes.
I think I can share my screen so that we can be able to see, because I think it was just really weird. No, I can't, because it's on a different tab. No. It's on a different tab from what? Oh, no,
how did we do it last year?
Maybe I can. There, is it good?
Oh, perfect.
Yep. So now you can see.
Okay, this is actually great. Do we have any embarrassing tabs we need to close or anything? No, we're good. Okay.
I don't know. I should probably double check just in case.
Just don't let your history come up.
Yeah, right. No, it's good on that browser. It's just the First Shots browser. It has its own browser.
So he's on Maison Margiela. Some of these designers I'm not as familiar with and don't know how to pronounce. But yeah, I was marginal on this one. Like, I think you're Bad Bunny and you can get away with everything, and you went early enough because you were a host that like we didn't need to roast you as much. But this isn't my favorite, and I think that the only way it's on theme is just the flowers, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, no, it's just weird. He looks like a toy soldier that had an accident with this sewing machine. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I agree. So the next one that's really important to talk about is Zendaya. So the interesting thing about Zendaya, she had two looks. The first one was John Galli.
Givenchy, right?
So that was her second one. So her
Oh,
first one
okay.
here, this blue one, is John Galliano, who I think had an incredible night. He was probably one of my favorite designers or the most notable designers kind of this Met Gala. I thought the look was so interesting. Very like Garden of Eden, kind of took on this like dark trait, but you still had that green in there. I thought it
Yeah.
was
She just
perfectly on
kind of
theme.
looks like an angry peacock.
Okay. Yeah. But little do you know, so I wondered how this was going to go because she was a host. She had to go really early
Yeah.
and kind of open up the event. But she's Zendaya and she's a Met Queen, so I was like, what are they going to do here? And if you actually scroll a little bit further, oh no, there's another. Oh yeah, she had two looks. So this is the vintage Givenchy dress with the Alexander McQueen headpiece. We
Okay.
believe those are real florals in that headpiece, and I think this is a slay.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's a lot though.
It is with the sleeves. She's got sleeves. She's got pockets. I think the tailoring was absolutely incredible. I love the fact that it's a vintage piece. I love the fact that she added this headpiece and it's two different designers. I think it's really forward. I love the makeup look with it. How she literally had a full change. I thought it was absolutely incredible, and I love the fact that she like had the balls to go twice. I was like, yes, thank
Yep,
you. Like
and
you know
I'm
what
back.
the people, and it was like you know what the people want. That's what it was. Like
Yeah.
we want you to walk again. So I thought she did absolutely incredibly.
She looks awesome. Okay, what do we think about this Emma Chamberlain?
Emma Chamberlain, I thought it was very on theme. Like this dark and moody perspective. I thought like the eye makeup and the hair was a little much for me. I think that we could have done a little bit better with the styling piece. But that being said, it was really paired to the look. And I thought it was just an exquisite piece. It wasn't too much. She wasn't trying to take away from some of the crazy looks, but she's dipping her toe into what it's like to kind of be more of a fashion girly than she's been. And again, she was a host, I think, for either
I'm surprised
Vogue.
that you picked this piece just because I find it kind of just boring.
I think it's really dramatic with the gloves.
The gloves are the best part of this outfit.
I think maybe it's because I'm attracted to these dark themes
Maybe
that we have going on. It's kind of some of my favorite looks.
Because I would have thought you would have pulled Gaga's because I thought Gaga's was incredible, even though she looked like a twist cone.
I didn't see her.
Hers was really incredible. I'm surprised that you didn't pick it. It was all along the same as Chris Hemsworth and his wife. That same green color.
boring. Like, whatever. Nobody cares about you. Like, you clearly are hosting it. Like, Chris Hemsworth, you couldn't be on theme at all. Like, all you did was create a little bit of sex appeal by, like, opening your shirt. But
here's my shirt.
Boring.
Here's my chest, everybody.
That being said, though, Tom Ford, like, is boring AF. Like, that's his, like, vein. But that being said, I'm like, what'd you do? Just match her hair and move on? Like, I didn't get it.
It was very Thor to me.
He's like, oh my God, right? God.
Very Thor.
I'm also trying to find. Okay, so then we have the Kardashians. So I have mixed feelings about this because I think they're always weird where like they're on theme, but they're not on theme, but they're on theme, but they're not on theme. And it's very weird. So this is a 1999 Givenchy dress. The interesting thing about this dress is that this is the first person to wear this dress ever. Like It was on the runway, not even on people. Like it was like, I don't remember what they said, but like nobody has worn this dress ever. Like it was designed on a form, shown on a form, and then worn by Kendall Jenner. So when
that's kind of weird, right?
Right. And when you go back to the theme of the actual Met exhibit, which is called Sleeping Beauties, and they took pieces that are too fragile to be worn by humans and reimagined how they were going to show them. This is perfectly on theme. And I love that it's a 1999 reference. I love that we're having these 90s moments. I like the fact that she wore her hair down, and it's also feeling very like Sleeping Beauty, very like Maleficent with the hair.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. I was very much feeling that.
So I don't feel like it's like Garden of Time, but it's very Met themed. So I don't hate it. That being said, it wasn't like a showstopper like we typically like to see by them.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Meanwhile, okay.
Okay, so again, this is Kylie in a custom Oscar de la Renta. When I first saw it, I was like, I'm bored. Like, You are clearly trying to not make it about yourself. The placement of the bottom train is meh to me. But that being said, it is a nod to pieces from the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s that can't be worn anymore and being shown. And it is also a nod to the statues portion of the Garden of Time story. But she threw a flower in her hair. I think the color is great. I think she can really wear anything, but I was like, meh.
Right.
Like, you could have done better.
And then we've got Kim, which I don't know what she's experiencing right now. By the way, she was roasted so badly at Tom Brady's roast that they actually Netflix went back in and edited it because it was so bad.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it was bad. They ripped her to shreds.
Oh my gosh.
Twice.
All right, I'll have to.
So we have to be nice with her on this dress. I'm sorry. I don't really feel like I need to. John Galliano is absolutely incredible. He had an incredible night tonight. I think the construction of this dress, all of the individual hand-cut metal florals is incredible. I understand the silver. I get it. I understand that we're doing an exaggerated portion of her waist. I think, what are we saying about women's bodies? Whatever. It's the Met. I don't care about that tonight. I don't. Like, you want to create these ridiculous silhouettes, tonight's the night to do it. But then we have the cardigan. Why? Like, why?
So there's so many different theories. Some are saying that like it's his thing, like this cardigan, these sweater things. I don't know. She said that it was like she was running out of the garden and she like just threw her boyfriend's sweater over her shoulders. But the way she's been holding it, and she held it the entire carpet, made me feel like there's something that happened with the dress in the back and she was
Is it the dress? Is it her body? Like, did somebody grab her? It's like honestly, you're covering something.
And it's pilled and it's old and it's worn. And I couldn't help but be like, if you were trying to stay away from any Taylor Swift references, wearing a cardigan was not the way to do it.
I forgot.
I don't know if like maybe it was a snub, like, well, you can sing about it, but I'm gonna wear one and I'm gonna like be the Met Gala girly of the night, and now she's just getting roasted and it's like not working in her favor. This isn't it for me. I think she has been
it
like
ruins
top
the
tier.
look.
Yeah, but I also feel like if she just took the sweater off, then nobody would be talking about it. So if she wanted to be talked about, she did the right thing. But it just didn't. I don't know.
It just frumps up the dress.
It just feels like almost too cliche, Kim, with the silhouette.
Yeah.
The theme of the florals was there. I don't quite understand the metal. And then it just almost feels too cliche, but then add a sweater. Like, I just don't. I can move on, but
right.
It is what it is. Okay, Dua Lipa. Here's the thing. You as a human are a slay. I'm loving the red hair. I think you as a performer, slay. Your new album, slay. This look, it ain't it.
No.
I don't know how it's on theme. I don't know what we're covering and what we're not covering. Are you wearing underwear? I don't know what's happening.
It almost looks like your undergarments are out.
It looks like she went into like her grandmother's craft closet and like
she's like, hold on, I'm wearing Skims. Let's cut them.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't get it.
And not on theme. Like, this was not it. And I think her styling, if you're gonna wear that much fabric, pull your hair back. Like, I didn't get it. There were so many like loose beachy waves everywhere. It was very like loose beachy hair wave down, or like I'm gonna wear my hair up, but I'm gonna leave all the frizzies out. And I just
that's it. Like backyard gardening. That was the vibe that I was getting from it.
I just feel like we could have done a little bit more for styling, guys. Usher, king, but the hat needed to go.
Why the hat?
Yeah, I don't know where the hat came from, especially because you're Usher. Like, if you were a country artist,
he looks like Darkwing Duck. Like, I can't.
I was thinking Zorro.
Now I need to look up Darkwing Duck. Like,
but like, I liked the flowers he was holding. There was red detailing on the inside. I liked the sparkle. I liked like the floral bouquet. Like, all of it great. Hat we don't get.
Yeah, the hat ruined it. Oh,
my number one of the night. Lana Del Rey and Alexander McQueen. Yes. Oh,
Tori,
yes.
She looks like the stuff that you fish out of your soup, then serve it.
I'm
like
sorry,
that bouquet of.
I'm sorry you don't get it.
This is your bouquet of time that I've just fished out of my soup.
First
I
of
don't
all,
like
I love the fact that Lana Del Rey is coming back. I love it. She's such a crazy artist. She has such a distinct perspective on herself and the image she is. And I love it. This is also a nod to like a very infamous Alexander McQueen look on the runway. So I get it.
I fished her out of my soup.
With the vines on the dress. Oh, and she's holding the rose so perfectly on her hand that you can like just see through. I think this is what I want to see on the Met Gala. Like a very weird but beautiful interpretation. I think it's cool as fuck. I think it's cool. That's me.
All right. Tyler.
Okay. Yes, she's the girl that put out that song Water.
Yep.
So I have mixed feeling on this dress. If you zoom in on her purse, which you can't quite see in this photo because I accidentally put a really little one in there, but
Yep.
it's an hourglass with sand in it. She's got sand on her body, and the entire dress is made out of sand, and it's like completely form fitting.
I saw that it took 3 men to get her up the stairs.
This is where you lose me. I think the interpretation, sands of time, the dress, the look, the styling, perfection. You were a slay. You made a name for yourself. However, it's not the Met unless you walk up those steps. It might as well be any other red carpet. The point of the Met is that you have to show the look up the stairs. If it takes 3 men or more to carry you up the building, then it's not the right look.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I watched the video and they're like just each taking turns like getting her up the stairs. I was like, this is ridiculous.
That's where you lose me. I think it's a great look. I like a slit, give her something so that she could walk in it. And she was literally cut and they made it a mini dress once she was done with the red carpet so she could like have the rest of her night. I just feel like the point of the Met and the red carpet is the stairs. If you're not acknowledging that the stairs exist and you're just employing men, then it's not the right look. Like design the look to make it work at the Met. That's the point.
Yeah.
This looks to me like you gave your little kid the option to pick out her own hair bow and she came out with all of them.
100%. She looked like she was just released from mom's hair clip category.
Or like she walked into the Butterfly Museum with sticky paper on.
Or like when you go to a bachelor shower and she's putting all of the bows on one little plate so you can have for later. Like this is what she is.
That's it. But she's also like a quiet slay on these events. She always goes so over the top. There's a few people that are like that like don't make like the queens, the Met Gala list. Like the Blake Lively's and the Rihannas, who, by the way, neither of them were there.
Yeah.
But still always bring the house down, and she is one of them. I mean, it's better. Like, I just keep being like, it's better than the cheeseburger we saw from Katy Perry that one year for camp.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. And then we have Doja.
I can't with Doja. Like, I want her to not be invited back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, this was your shot, and I can't do it.
You're a watering can? What are you?
Do you remember last year where she dressed as Karl Lagerfeld's cat and she wore the prosthetics? And now this year we're doing this. Well, first of all, we have the primary photos of her coming out of the hotel and getting in her limousine before they get to the Met, and she's wearing like just a towel, but she's posing like it's her look, and I'm like, here we fucking go. Like, whatever.
Was she actually wet?
Yes.
And
like the tears, like I don't. And she spent a lot of time like holding one boob, but then you could like see the other one. I don't know. I think the way you're posing with this is great. However, like I don't understand the like I just threw a bucket
Was she
of
dry
water
by the
over
time
a
she got
sheet.
upstairs?
I don't. And I don't get the theme, and I don't get this.
I don't
doesn't
wanna
like
look
at
at
least
it
the
anymore.
cat ears were like, oh, it's Doja Cat. That
Right.
makes sense. Like this, you lost me.
Yeah. No, she's just wet.
Cardi B. This is another one where she's like a silent queen of the Met. That being said,
I'm like, I don't what?
yeah, make it bigger. That that being said, this look, the jewels and the styling were so unbelievably on point. She was wearing green contacts to match her green jewelry. I think the silhouette of the dress is incredible. I think the fact that it's black made it boring and turned it to Ursula. Like, if she did this in green or in a color, it would have been incredible. She lost me with the black.
This
And
to
then
me
the
just looks like a
headpiece.
fabric store crisis. Like, I need tulle. Get me tulle. Lots of it. It's
She
too much
created
for
a
me.
moment. It was definitely like took over the carpet. It was a full thing. She had like 9 to 10 men she was directing to pull out her train, and she was just over there like, fluff it that way, fluff it that way. And like, I loved that for her. Like, I was like, if you need 10 men to help you with your skirt, then yes, I'm on board. However, me and actually boyfriend's take as well was like, but it itself is kind of boring. Like,
Right.
we needed color, we needed something in it. I think if it was a bright green color, or I don't know, literally anything other than black, because it just seemed to be like you have so much fabric that you didn't actually turn it into anything.
Right.
Like, you just
Exactly.
like,
That's what I'm saying. She
it's a
looks like
tool
a fabric
overload.
store nightmare.
But I like the drama.
Balenciaga, Nicole Kidman.
Didn't we cancel Balenciaga?
I thought so.
Can we also cancel this dress because it's boring as fucking not on theme?
She looks like a cookie. Next.
That being said about Nicole Kidman, she had like the nicest things to say at the top of the carpet. She did the best interviews. She's so humble. She's so eloquent. Like,
She's
an
always been that way.
She's yes. I just but your look sucked this year. Sorry. Try again next year. Moving on.
What do we say about Lil Nas?
We know I hate his stylist.
Yes.
Like, whatever they're doing, whatever partnership they have, I just want him to not. However, I've seen him less and less over the last year, which I really appreciate. That, like, I've heard from him less. So this maybe bothered me less than his other looks that I've seen on the carpet. But like, still, once again, though, you're not on theme, and I hate it. Like, same, different year. And your posing is weird.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. Same color though that Lady Gaga did. I want to see
Lady Gaga. Oh, I'm so confused. Lady Gaga didn't go this year.
Are you sure? Was it an old photo that they were posting?
Why Lady Gaga skipped the 2024 Met Gala? Probably. What year are you looking at?
I don't know. I was looking at.
Oh, that was, when was that? No, it's a fake look. It's AI.
AI?
Yes. So that one on the left too. People have been AIing looks for all these stars, and it's getting very confusing for us.
Oh, so maybe that's what it was. Oh, the Met Gala 2024 deepfakes.
There you go.
I was like, no wonder why I thought it was stunning. It wasn't even real.
Although, that being said, though, who is that on the right with that thing?
That was what Rihanna. They were like, Rihanna would have done that.
She doesn't look like that anymore. She's significantly bigger. But like, that would have been better than anything I've seen.
Right?
So far. Anyway.
All right, we're done with this. We're stopping sharing. We're over it.
Over it.
I survived another Met Gala. Look at me. I did it. Whew.
You did great. It overall was a better year this year with people sticking to the theme, which I appreciate. But Kimmy K, she didn't bring it.
No.
And
I don't know what's going on with her personally, and maybe it was like there's something going on there.
Or she just needs to hire a stylist back or bring Kanye back or something.
Please don't.
Yeah, no, not that.
And somebody that with the same similar sense of style. That's all.
I feel like she's styling herself, and that's like she's finding her voice in styling herself. And now the problem with that is that her style is bad.
Well, thank you very much for going over the Met Gala looks. Get perky with us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The First Shot Morning Show. Bye, everybody.
That ain't it. That's not
The First Shot Morning Show is produced by Lemonadio. When life gives you lemons, make radio. We encourage everyone to listen happier.com.